Hello, I'm Jeremy Johnson, aka JDog of CoinDaddy, and I'm here today to chat a bit about the CoinDaddy Asset Transfer Escrow service and walk you through the asset ownership transfer process. So first, what exactly is the Asset Transfer Escrow service? The Asset Transfer Escrow service is a simple way for asset owners to list their asset ownership for sale and give price and preference info on how they want to sell their asset. Sellers are notified when they receive purchase offers from potential buyers, and both parties are able to negotiate asset purchase price anonymously to agree on a final purchase price. Once an offer is accepted, the buyer simply funds the escrow account, and CoinDaddy holds onto the funds until the seller transfers asset ownership to the new owner. When the asset transfer is complete, the buyer is asked for feedback on the transaction, and funds are released from the escrow account to the seller, and the transaction is complete. Now let me show you how you can list your asset ownership for sale. The first step in listing your asset ownership for sale is to create a CoinDaddy account, verify your email address, log into your CoinDaddy account, and add your counterparty and Doge Party wallet addresses to your account. You can add addresses to your account by clicking the My Addresses link like this. On this screen, you can see a couple of addresses that I have already added to my account and verified ownership of. Let's add a new address and see what happens. After adding an address to your account, you see a message confirming that the address has been added to your account and also requesting that you verify ownership of the address by sending a small proof of ownership deposit. Once you make this proof of ownership deposit as requested, your wallet address will be verified, and any assets owned by your wallet address will be automatically added to your CoinDaddy account. For the sake of speed, I have already verified a few of my wallet addresses, and my assets have already been added to my account. Now let's search for the Grumpy Cat asset by clicking the My Assets link and search for Grumpy. Here you can see my Grumpy Cat asset, and under the For Sale column, the button is red and says No. To list your asset ownership for sale, simply click the No button like this. On this screen, you can see that there are now some fields where you can enter details about how you want to sell your asset. To list your asset ownership for sale, you just change the Asset for Sale field to Yes and enter your price, fee, and offer preferences. You can see that as I enter the price in US dollars, the Bitcoin price is automatically updating. Now let's click the Update My Asset Settings button. At this point, the Grumpy Cat asset is listed for sale, and anyone can make purchase offers, and I will get notified when I receive a purchase offer. In this second window on the right, I'm already logged into a different CoinDaddy account. Let's use this second window to search for Grumpy Cat and see what happens. Here you can see that the Grumpy Cat asset ownership is listed for sale, and you can see the asset sales info that I entered earlier. Now the buyer has the option to click the Make an Offer or Buy It Now buttons and submit an offer to purchase the Grumpy Cat asset to the current owner. On this screen, you see that you can enter an offer price, the wallet address where you would like the asset delivered if your offer is accepted, and a place to enter some notes to the seller. Let's submit an offer to purchase this asset for $5. At this point, the potential buyer is told that the offer has been submitted and we will need to wait for feedback for the seller to respond. The seller is notified of the offer via email and returns to the site and views the offer in the My Asset Offers section. Here you can see that the seller is able to see all of the offer details and is able to accept or reject the offer or make a counteroffer. You can also see that it is very clear to both parties exactly what the offer price and fees are, and each party knows what they are paying and what they are receiving, so there is no confusion. Now let's make a counteroffer of $6. Here you can see that the counteroffer has been submitted to the potential buyer, and both the buyer and seller are able to keep negotiating until they arrive on a purchase price. As the buyer, let's say that we think that $6 is that we think $5.50 is our highest price. And now, as the seller, let's click the Accept Offer button and enter the wallet address where we would like the escrow funds sent after the transfer is complete. At this point, an escrow address is generated and the buyer is asked to fund the escrow account. Once the escrow account is funded, then the seller is notified that the escrow account is funded and the transfer of the asset the seller is notified that the escrow account is funded and transfer of the asset ownership to the buyer is requested. The seller simply goes to their counterparty or Doge Party wallet and transfers ownership of the address to the buyer's address. Once the seller transfers asset ownership to the buyer, CoinDaddy notifies both parties, requests final feedback from the buyer, and then releases the escrow funds to the seller and the transaction is complete. Since this process can take a few minutes, for the sake of this video, let's take a look at an asset transfer which has already been completed and see what this screen looks like. On this screen, you can see that the escrow, transfer, and payout statuses are clearly indicated, so you know exactly where you are in the escrow transfer process. You're also able to click links to view the relevant escrow address, transfer address, and payout transaction details. So that is how you can use the CoinDaddy Asset Transfer Escrow service to buy and sell asset ownership. If you have any questions or want to learn more, please visit the CoinDaddy website at coindaddy.io. Thanks for your time.